LOMAC è un cantiere leader nella costruzione di
LOMAC is a leading shipyard in the construction of Maxi ribs, and to conquer this position, it has focused all of its elements that led to success, from construction quality to navigation skills. This is one of the larger models, the GranTurismo 12.5. None of the models in the GranTurismo range give up on style and performance, not even this one. Compared to other examples of the same series, it has a larger cabin, not only because it is longer, but also because the formwork is wider. Observing it from any angle, you can see the harmony of the proportions. Even if you look at it from a mile away, you will recognise that it belongs to LOMAC's GranTurismo range. There is a strong family feeling. The reason is simple. Federico Fiorentino designed them all. However, the engineering is the work of the shipyard's technical office. Obviously, over the years, the style has slightly changed. It evolved, but the imprint is always the same. Also unchanged are the waterlines, aimed at achieving performance, comfort, and safety at the highest levels. The foredeck is equipped with ever-present sun pad. On the vertex, there's the platform to hop on and off, board made with a non-slip teak surface and retractable cleat. By looking towards the front, we can appreciate the silhouette of the console, the windshield and the T-top supports.
La postazione di pilotaggio va sempre osservata con la massima attenzione. Pedana puntapiedi per stare comodamente.
We must always carefully observe the helm station, a footrest to stay comfortably seated, or to prop up when you are leaning. And there are the throttles on a protruding console, a dedicated space for the joystick and easy-to-touch instruments right in front of the pilot. Behind the seats, there's an ever-present kitchen with a large fridge in the base. The stern area is made up of 3 sofas, and at the centre, the floor lifts to become first a sun deck and then even a dining table for at least 6 people. Towards the stern, a sunbathing area with 2 mattresses, crossed by a teak runner that can be covered with another cushion. At the sides of the coamings, there are 2 service lockers, and towards the stern, a useful swimming platform. To walk on the side decks or to hop off the boat, there are 2 teak-covered steps. In the cabin, there's a large mattress, a vanity cabinet at the entrance, and of course, a separated bathroom. The high level of quality of LOMAC's Maxi ribs can also be identified by looking in the most hidden areas, such as the technical ones. The large aft locker that is now used for storage can also be used as an engine cabinet for 2 outboard engines.
Dicono che quando il mare è calmo tutte le imbarcazioni e tutti i gommoni vanno bene. Non è proprio così, perché quando la superficie è liscia si possono cogliere delle sfumature.
They say that when the sea is calm, all the boats and all the inflatables navigate well. That's not so true, because when the surface is smooth, you can catch certain details or imperfections that in these conditions are almost impossible to appreciate. Yeah, but if you buy a Maxi rib like this one, like this LOMAC GranTurismo 12.5, you won't be navigating it in the Po River. So maybe it's right to test it out in rough, very rough sea conditions. Federico Fiorentino, together with LOMAC, have a great experience in building these boats. But keep in mind that this new inflatable has a large cabin that moves the centre of gravity forward and weighs down the hull in the bow sections. So it's only fair we put it to the test.
Quindi è giusto metterla alla prova.
They decided to equip this inflatable with two 425 horsepower Yamaha engines.
Qui l'onda è la peggiore che si possa trovare.
Here, there is the worst wave possible because it's steep and sharp. In any case, if you decide to navigate in harsh conditions, I suggest you navigate at the minimum planing speed, which is 12 knots, 2,400 RPM, so that you don't slam it into the waves.
Così non si sbatte. Ma noi vogliamo andare di
Yeah, but we want to go faster, obviously, otherwise we wouldn't be the boat show.
The boat show. Sentite come aumenta il vento.
Can you sense how the wind is increasing? I better close my jacket. It will be really tough today.
Dura oggi, 25 nodi.
At 25 knots, we're consuming 3 litres per mile and the engines are at 3,300 RPM. The trim is completely lowered.
Sta rinforzando il
The
vento.
wind is getting stronger. It's really very strong.
In queste condizioni è difficile.
In these conditions, it's difficult to understand which is the right setup. I mean, the one for the best performance, the highest speed, and the lower fuel consumption.
Inferiori. Quindi quando lo guiderete.
So, when you will be driving in better conditions, you'll find more favourable data.
In ogni caso posso dirvi che siamo a 35 nodi. Si viaggia piuttosto bene stesi sull'acqua.
In any case, I can tell you that we're at 35 knots. It navigates quite well stretched out on the water. Our fuel consumption is 3.9 litres per mile. The trim is all down.
Vediamo cosa succede se diamo un po' di birra a questi motori, un po' di carburante.
Let's see what happens if we fire up these engines. Let's give it some gas. 4,800 RPM can be considered as a cruising regime. I'm giving it a little trim. We're at 44 knots. Not bad.
Non male. È incredibile che con questo mare ci sia gente che va in giro in canoa.
It is unbelievable that with these sea conditions, there are people who go around in canoes in between the waves. You must always be careful and keep your eyes open and look very far ahead, because at these speeds, every obstacle is reached with great haste.
E adesso anche io ho fretta di dirvi qual è la velocità massima di questo gommone. Giù la manetta, vado col trim ragazzi.
And now I'm very impatient. I'm impatient to tell you that the top speed of this boat is full throttle. I'm working the trim guys and putting the hull out of the water. Wow, we're taking off, 55 knots. Here under the mountain of Portofino, where I'm a bit more sheltered from the wind. I didn't think I would be able to achieve this performance in these conditions. Great job, LOMAC.